Hi, we're two radio hosts from 22 West Media, Cal State Long Beach. We're here with Prince Daddy and the Hyena. Can you guys introduce yourselves?
I'm Daniel.
I'm Cameron.
I'm Corey.
All right, so how's it feel being on a headlining tour again, like these days?
Fun.
Epic and fun.
Beast mode.
The beast mode.
Beast mode.
Because you guys just finished recently your tour with Hot Mulligan.
Yes.
Yeah. How, like, does it feel different, like being the headlining versus...
Yeah,
For sure.
absolutely.
It's a little scarier.
But, like,
It's more rewarding, but also
yeah, like, all
more
those people are
scary
there to see you.
But then also,
All those people are there to see you.
exactly. Yeah.
It's like...
And I feel like it's cool. It's like if something's sick, then it's your fault. But also if something's bad, it's still your fault, which is not always ideal.
Yeah.
But yeah,
How's the album release going? The album rollout? How's that?
wonderfully.
Awesome.
Beast mode, epic.
Beast mode, epic style.
Yeah, we're loving the new album.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You guys, like...
Thank you.
I love I feel like there's a few songs that kind of have your same sound, but you definitely went in a new direction at the same time.
For sure.
I agree. I guess I don't really know what.
Your sound is.
Yeah.
You're going as it goes.
Yeah. I think we just go.
Increasing the range.
Yeah.
Sonically.
I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
Using more of a palette.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
taking the things that we know how to do and just stretching them as far as we can.
That's
and
cool.
I feel like influences are also like
Ever
ever changing.
Yeah, like,
We were built for this.
what would you say were some influences for this album?
We had this conversation today, and the answer was
Granddaddy was
the
one.
biggest influence was music as a concept.
Yeah.
Was
Learning.
just learning, just kind of like exercising creativity was kind of like the biggest, rather than like bands or songs or albums or stuff. I feel like we were just kind of like YouTube was the biggest influence on the record.
YouTube?
Yeah, YouTube was the biggest influence on the record.
Can you explain, like, in what
Just
way?
like theories on, like, just like
Rick Beato.
you know, Rick Beato. just like
The world's your oyster on that website.
Yeah.
there's a lot of things in there. There's music, there's tutorials, there's fail comps, and you know what? I tried to include them all on the record.
Yeah, it's never ending.
I think self-titled P Daddy is our version, is the P Daddy, the canon fail comp.
Yeah. Or some near death comps.
Yeah, absolutely, that's what it is. In the P Daddy canon, it's our near-death comp.
What was your favorite song from the album, do you think? What do you think was the most?
Want to go down the line?
It's tough.
Yeah,
It's tough.
I got mine.
tough question.
Okay.
Okay.
Black Mold. I like
Yeah.
that one the best. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what-
that's the one I'm most proud of.
It's probably either like El Dorado
That's my favorite.
or Keep Up That Talk.
Yeah. El Dorado or maybe like Collector for me. One of those.
Why was Black Mold your favorite?
That was my strongest sense of accomplishment as far as finishing a song was after that one. I just feel proud of it. Yeah, I don't really know. It means a lot to me. Yeah.
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 Oh,
Yeah. Okay. What about you for El Dorado? And keep up that talk.
El Dorado, I think it's just like, at least in my opinion, I think it's the catchiest chorus I think
Mhm.
we've ever had. And, you know, I feel like for me, that's the most immediate thing that jumps out. And also, with El Dorado, it's probably our simplest song, but that makes it, I don't know, there's something more fun about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Um,
agree. Especially playing it live.
yeah. And then on the flip side of that, Keep Up That Talk is probably the hardest song we have to play live, but I don't know. So that, on the opposite side of that, that's the reason why I like that one, I guess, as well. I don't know.
The whole P Daddy sample.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely kind of the same things he said for El Dorado. Just, yeah, it's
It's
nice.
just fun.
Catchy, fun to play, yeah. Collector, I don't know. It just rocks. First time I heard it, it was like, damn, he's really doing it with this one. And did it, he did.
There's a voicemail sample at the beginning of Black Mold. What's that about? Who is that?
That's my old not even high school, like elementary school / middle school friend who I fell out of touch with. But then, like, 2 years ago, maybe, he left that voicemail, and it was just him, like, being like, I love you, man. I love you, blah, blah, blah. Like, I hope it just sounded like a very, like, very dense voicemail, and I missed the call. And I haven't heard from, like, 10 years before that, so it was just weird as fuck. So then, when I was trying to call him back, I was like kind of worried. I was like, oh, I missed this call. So it felt like mad heavy. And I was kind of worried. I was like, uh-oh, I feel like this has the potential to be potentially serious, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, damn. And I found out he called my mom that same night. I was like, oh, something unhinged is happening right now. Then I woke up the next morning after like freaking out all night, and he just like called me back. He's like, "Oh my god, man, did I call you last night? I was so drunk. I'm sorry. That was funny, man." I was like losing sleep though, and I was freaking out. And I just thought, I was like, "Damn." For the time before I got the phone call back, I was like, something hit me. I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I don't like the way this feels."
When I hear Black Mold, like especially the end, it looks like one of those movies where like the world is ending and like somebody's just kind of like standing there and like
I like
everything's crashing down around them.
I like
That's
that.
what I see.
I was honestly with a lot of that synthy ambient parts of that. I was going for Blade Runner, the movie Blade Runner. Yeah, it probably didn't translate, but that's where it stems from.
I kind of see it now. Like, now that I'm thinking about it. But that feels like a really sort of like climactic song.
Sweet.
But you've got Baby Blue after that. Sort of like where are you coming from when you decided on the track order?
That specifically, I described it as like a post-credit scene,
Oh,
Yeah.
that makes
or
sense.
like an epilogue
Yeah.
or something. Yeah. Or like actually no, like a Marvel mid-credit scene. Like what are the mid-credit scenes? The post-credit scene would be like a hidden track after that, if that exists, which it doesn't. As far as the track listing in general, I feel like I feel like it was kind of decided as it went. It was kind of pretty like organic. Like this goes here, obviously. Like it barely
There's only
changed.
one thing that changed, just where shoelaces.
I think all that was even just songs getting cut. Was the 2 songs after Shoelace getting cut.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like the songs just kind of like naturally were like, okay, this goes here. This something like putting like Curly Q after the heavy song on the record was just like, hell yeah, that's what the record is. That's what this record is
And
getting
then
across.
something special originally wasn't.
Yeah, that was like the last minute addition to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just, I feel like just kind of intentionally unorganized, if that makes sense. Intentionally like messy. Yeah, just trying to make sure like there's no like pockets of comfort or familiarity. Yeah, I wanted it to feel like going from song to song, going from part to part. I wanted to feel like a car accident. They're like, yeah. I'm gonna tie my shoe.
When you guys write the songs,
Crazy.
is it like, yeah, for real, this one needs to calm down. Are you guys like together? Does one person write one, somebody write the other? Like how does it go?
Pretty much
Come with the songs, and we can just add more flavors to it.
Yeah, I come with like a very like basic like I'm not a drummer, for instance. So like when I come to them with a drum track that I created with a drum pad on Logic or something, it's could obviously use work, and that's I come with like a bare skeleton with like a skeleton of a song, and then they take the parts that are kind of there and make them good.
Sew everything together.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
How was writing with Sem?
Fucking awesome. And that I wish if we didn't have someone like Scoops or like Scoops, the person who produced it, and like if there was no time sensitive things, I feel like this record would potentially never have been done, just because it's while I was getting really, really intrigued with synths to the point of like playing instead of like doing anything. I feel like a lot of me writing with synths was not me writing. It was just me playing and making bleeps and bloops, and that could have went on for a lot longer than it did. But that being said, it's fun. So it was great.
Yeah.
To answer your question, it was fucking awesome. I wish I could last longer.
Yeah, what made you like decide to do that?
I was bored in pandemic. I was just
Yeah.
like,
Movies close.
yeah, honestly, yeah, movies. Like I love music. Obviously, that's like my first passion. I couldn't play music live for like foreseeable future. My second passion is movies, and I just felt like most of my music inspiration was coming from like horror movies, like John Carpenter scores and stuff. So I was just like, I'm gonna buy a Juno 6 just for shits and giggles. I don't even play the keys, and I bought it, and I was like, this is
Obsession.
I just fucked up.
And it also kind of goes back to the whole like music as a whole being the inspiration or like expanding the palette of what we're doing.
Yeah, just adventuring, just kind of just exploring. Not to like, this is not me being like a jaded. I love rock music. I love the simplest music. Like, there's only so it'd be boring if like. This is gonna sound like closed-minded because it's not even true, but like at that time in my head, it's like, okay, how much more can Corey do with the guitar?
Yeah.
Like I know I learned how to play guitar playing Green Day songs. Like, can Green Day even do any more with the guitar? Like they even like, and I'm not shit talking them. They're my favorite band of all time. But just like, I would like to not get bored of writing songs, and I feel like that's what it took. Hey, it's Lewis.
Wiest.
Say hi.
Wiest.
Fuck, y'all were smoking or something.
This is Lewis, our unofficial, or actually official fourth member. Officially official. He plays the merch table and tour management side of things,
And the JOB.
What does that stand for?
You know what that stands for.
Oh, I know that's.
It's my side project.
Oh yeah, JLB. Okay, yeah. And he rolls the jubies.
Doobies with my brothers.
Okay, I'm like going back to that, like personally for me, when you guys put out Curly Q, I was like the slow build and everything, I was like, oh my god, I love this song. Like
Hell
it's
yeah.
so good. And
Thank
then you came out with El Dorado and like it was honestly like it was nonstop for me playing that song, and even now like that's like the song I will go back to, and like
Fuck yes.
it's because it was so, I felt like it was so different, especially just like the beginning. I feel like the first like quarter of the song to like the rest of it, that like section is just completely different. And I
Little
like
synthy
the
part?
like, yeah, the split.
cool.
So
Hell yeah, that means a lot. I feel like there was, I mean, I guess like not even really expressed, but I feel like there was definitely some like nerves as far as like, this is not what we want our band to sound like. this is what we want our band to sound like this, like Curly Q for instance, like I feel like we put that out. There was definitely, it took a second for people to be like, okay, maybe this is cool. At first we were like, I really hope this is not what the record sounds like.
There's a lot of comments when Curly came out.
Really?
They're like, this is fine.
Understandable too. Like,
No,
it is different, but like, and we were being self-aware like that as listeners.
yeah,
I get that, but yeah, it's cool. I think people are coming around to the fact, like, I think hearing it in context and hearing anyone who can complain about it being like, oh, it's so soft, whatever, can hear that there's also a couple of songs that are way heavier than anything we've ever done on the record too. I don't know. In my head, Curly Q's like the most P. Daddy song we ever wrote.
A lot of bands are coming around with like new sort of like post-pandemic
Yeah.
stuff, and it's really cool to see just sort of how that like influences people's style, how
Right.
people are changing stylistically.
How like time and isolation kind of like affected everyone's output is kind of an interesting little tidbit of everyone's careers. Like even Oso, like that record's fucking weird.
Yeah, it
that
kinda
record's
is.
weird as hell.
Yeah.
I love it, but like that record, it's like what the hell? Even the single, the Pensacola. Yeah, and he sent, that's the first song he sent to us, and I was like,
I feel like
what the?
yeah, like Nothing to Do, I feel like kind of is in the range.
Yeah.
And Pensacola is like
Wasn't
completely
that
different direction.
like not only like I've never heard a piano or an Oso song, but also just that riff is just like
Where'd that come from?
probably like the only Oso song. And that's the is that like in a minor key or something? But
It's something's going on there.
Yeah, something's going on there. I don't, it's like whoa,
It's sneaky.
it's sneaky.
Yeah.
It's got the Pink Panther vibes.
It's a little sneaky.
It's kind of sketchy. It sounds kind of sus.
So after like putting out this album, like how do you guys feel? Like how did you like think like especially since Curly Q kind of got some interesting opinions on it? Like what did you think about like how other people are going to perceive it?
I think, at least being on this tour, I think it's been nice just seeing how many people actually know all the lyrics.
Yeah,
the
I mean,
newer
like-
songs. But I mean, like, just specifically, like, the newer songs, like, that those are the ones that a lot of kids are really going off
Yeah.
for. Besides, like,
Yeah.
the classics, like Meds.
classics.
They're all the classics.
Seeing people like go crazy and get excited for like El Dorado is super
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, like there's
ready.
like certain parts in the new songs that are like quiet. So it's noticeable if you are singing along. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
I like forget the lyrics sometimes. So like distracted. I'm like what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
It's like there's parts of the song that like Keep Up That Talk was never heard until the record came out. That wasn't a single or anything, and the record came out the first day of this tour. And the first day of this tour,
People know.
people were singing the words. Yeah, that was some of the most crazy things, the craziest things that ever happened. And, like during like the quiet part in El Dorado, like there's a part in El Dorado where the chorus is just played very quietly. Hearing a room full of people sing that song just came out a month ago is that
Epic.
can make or break my day. It's peaceful.
Yeah.
absolutely.
What concert was like the moment you were standing there and you're like, oh, I need to be up there. Like I need a band. Like this is what I want to do.
Honestly, there's definitely been a lot, but like I remember one that really did it for me was seeing that band The Swellers in like 2012 at this tiny bar, and I just remember like one of the other bands playing was like, stand in the front for this band, they're the best band you're ever going to see. And I just remember standing there and it was like probably the tightest band I had ever seen at that point, especially just being right there. And at that moment I was like, I want to sound like this one day. I don't know. I was like, damn, it's crazy that people can like be this tight. I don't know. That was very cool to see something like that up close.
Yeah, that's crazy coming from you. And I feel like if anything, you're the glue. That makes so much sense. That for you, for me, it's so far from that. It wasn't like seeing someone who was tight. For me, it was like, it wasn't even a show I was at. It was Green Day, Woodstock, seeing that on YouTube. Which is the exact opposite of tight. Like, that was just fun as fuck. Like, that was like dirty and fun. I was like, damn, they get paid for that? It's cool. That's fine. Yeah, easily.
Actually, yeah. And if we're going YouTube, I'll say Foo Fighters and Blink at Big Day Out 2000.
Nice.
That one's killer too.
Yeah, there's a lot of good YouTube.
YouTube's a hell of a place.
YouTube.
Love it.
Can't go wrong.
We're kind of a YouTube band.
Yeah, YouTube core.
We're a YouTube worship band.
YouTube cool.
Hey.
That fly
Fly's going crazy.
is on some shit today. The first like local show I ever went to was like a drug church show, and I got kicked in the head and almost blacked out, and then I was like, whoa, that was sick.
God. I love that. Like you can get beaten down and you're like, oh yeah,
That's the good part.
yeah.
It's like definitely go down the line and say our favorite shows in the store so far. I feel like we each have an answer for that.
Yeah.
I've got a couple at least.
Yeah.
I know the Detroit show was super cool, just super fun. A lot of stage diving and stuff, which is always dope.
Oh, yeah.
The Denver one was really cool. That one was sick. Chicago was cool. That was a pretty big one. I don't know. Those are three that jump out at me right now. Obviously, they've all been sick.
Yeah,
but those
there's special ones.
Oh yeah, some highlights.
Yeah, I would have the Michigan one and the Chicago one both were really there was something really special about those ones, and also Seattle was or
Seattle's crazy.
Seattle?
Seattle was a pleasant surprise.
Seattle and Portland were both like probably our best like Pacific Northwest shows.
I would go as far as saying every show on this tour has been our best headlining show in that city so far.
Yeah,
Right?
easily.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I do have one question. It's about the new album. Who's the clown?
Yes.
Like literally on the cover.
Yeah, like on the
That's
cover.
my little cousin from like 15 years ago. I was going through a box of
Pictures?
like pictures, yeah, like disposable camera pictures, whatever they are, and that just stuck there. It's actually in full color, the actual picture, and it was just scary as heck. I was just like, damn, this is Chloe. This is my little cousin. This is weird as hell. Why did Kelly dress her like that?
Dark red.
Yes, like this looks disturbing. Why did her mom dress her like this as a kid and send her out trick or treating? This looks dangerous. I was like, yeah, that's kind of scary. And then, I feel like the songs we were writing were kind of scary too. And it looked cool. And
Yeah.
it,
No,
so we're like, you know what? Let's make it black and white, make it a little scarier.
what does she think about it, like being the picture?
She laughs about it. I've seen her tag us in a couple Instagram posts since. You're like, hey, that's me and my cousin's rocking out. That's me. That's me as a little kid. Why the hell did my mom dress me like that?
That's like, it doesn't even really like it doesn't look like some kid in the Halloween costume. It's like
It looks disturbing, right?
Yeah.
It looks
Yeah,
uncool.
I like-
No, that was my first. That's why I was like, what the hell is this doing in this box? What is this?
I think my one last question would be like, for people who have like don't listen to your guys' music or anything, what is the song you'd be like, this is what I want you to like see us as?
That's interesting. Ooh. I feel like, but it's also so tough to be like. I was gonna say like Lauren, because that definitely is, but also that's just like I'm thinking because that's like a popular one.
In my head,
It's tough.
I guess if I were to show them one song, I'm not saying it's my favorite song, but if I were to show like one song, I'd be like, if you like any part of this, then you'll find something to like about it. Man, I'd say Wacky Misadventures. The last check on our last record.
My real answer, I guess, would be the Collector.
I
Just because it's like short and quick, and that's a cool first song, I guess, to hear because it's not like super long, I guess. Although we have even shorter songs than that, probably.
Damn, honestly, this one comes to mind just because you got the chorus, you got the rock and solo. I would say Shoelaces could be a good one.
Yo, honestly, I might
good
change my
first one.
answer.
Yeah,
It's got screaming, that's got softies, that's got
it's got
soft-
everything.
yeah.
soft verse, it's got a P. Daddy bridge, it's got two solos, it's got a chorus where I scream.
Oh,
I changed my answer actually. That's the one.
hell yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I chose. Like when we were choosing singles, that was like the one. It's like, okay, we could put out Curly Q first. That's gonna be too soft. We can go Collective next. Oh god, that's gonna be too heavy for some people. We go El Dorado next. Oh god, there's like rapping and not rapping. But this is like a pop song with like synth. Like this is gonna piss someone off. And then it's like, okay, so the last single should be like the P Daddy song. And I feel like
Straight down the middle.
Shoelaces was the one that I was like, okay, this is P Daddy.
If that's a type of vibe too, I guess I would change my answer to One Piece.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
So definitely more a new album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we just got better at being
Mhm.
Prince Daddy with each record.